Hey everybody, it's your Suburban Garden Permacultural Style guy, and we've got 12% battery, and we're going to get you a quick one in. That's our little grunt kitty out here. So, we're in fall. We're in fall, and everything is falling, I guess you would say. I got to keep my eye on this kitty. He's exploring new places. We've been enjoying some citrus, just so far some of these key limes. You see there's some little ripe ones in here. And they were kind of small this year, but this plant was just recuperating from several years of not growing, so it's doing a little better. There he goes too. That kitty's just going to sneak his way right through there. All right, I'm going to end up having to chase him down. The avocado is growing great. There's a whitefly infestation. You see the whiteflies. If I shake stuff, you can see them. I think that's happening all over the place. I'm seeing it all over on Facebook and stuff. Kitty! Kitty boy! You see this kitty's heading for this crack in the fence. I'm going to have to go chase him. But the mandarins, the ones I transplanted, is starting to do a lot better. It's starting to throw out a heck of a lot more growth, and it's got a lot of new stuff. The mandarins are getting bigger. That one is still struggling. The orange is starting to recuperate. Kitty! Alright, I'm going to have to go get that kitty. These are starting to yellow up to ripen, but the plant isn't really growing anymore. So I need it to grow. This is a new growth tip, and I'm just kind of waiting to see the plant recuperate. I don't see anywhere else, but this guy has recuperated nicely. This is all new growth. Kitty! I can see this kitty over here. We got some big oranges to harvest, not too many, a few. Definitely got some big old oranges. Definitely got a whole big cluster of them here, and orange trees are strong. They can hold up these big clusters of fruit like this and be backed up. And you might even see some whiteflies. See them kind of running. This is all new growth, and you see it's looking decent. So that's all looking pretty okay. Let's pause for the cause for the kitty. Okay, kitty has been captured. Okay, it's still recording. All right, making sure. Kitty's like, no, let me go. No, buddy, you're the little wild child, and you're not getting to go. So we're gonna take him back over here so Mom can handle him. Okay, kitty is dealt with. All right, so I was gonna clean these out and put in some new stuff, but they were growing. So I kind of let them. I can actually see a little baby. It's not focusing. There's a baby watermelon down there. I think you might be able to see it. Some baby cantaloupe. There's actually a decent sized cantaloupe right there. And there's some new ones you can see coming on behind it, I believe. And you can see bees are out working. The watermelons and everything recovered once the heat died down from 100 and something degrees. I took the shade cloth off everything. These guys just look bad just because it's end of the year. And they're going to fruit next year for the new homeowners. Hopefully. You get down the rest of these sunflowers. The kiwis are maintaining their life at this point. It's still just hot and dry out here, but they've grown a lot this year, several feet. You know, water them a little bit. Keyhole garden is still a hot mess. Of course, I think we're going to take that out anyway, so we're not too much worried about it. The blueberries are looking good for the end of the year. You know, there's new sucker growth coming up everywhere. It's an old fruiting wood from earlier in the year. I think that spider mite webs everywhere. I think we had a heck of a thing with spider mites this year. I still have some fall garden. Ooh, there's a bumblebee and a cucumber. Wow, that's a big one. That's kind of a big bumblebee. That's a real bumblebee. We see a kind of an indeterminate sized one, like a medium sized type of bumblebee. It's some kind of different species. I don't know what it is. Something's been biting on my beans. Taking chunks out. Whoa, that's a big dude. But as you can see, we do have some green beans. This happened last time I planted beans here. They grew up and then the vine just died suddenly, and it's doing that again on this side. I didn't till anything. I don't know. There's some conditions going on there. These green beans, you see all those purple stalks sticking up? Those are purple holes, and we already picked a bunch off. It's kind of cool. I guess they're top pick, where the beans form on the top of the plant instead of hiding. So you can still see a bunch more. Go ahead and pick those. These Anaheims, you can't see up in there probably, but there are big, long, 6-inch long Anaheim peppers up inside these plants. We're going to be stuffing them soon. The okras are starting to pick up, sort of. There is some actual flowered out okras on there. I can actually see one beside the stalk on this one and that one. Little flowers are falling off. We've got like 3 or 4 okra formed. These tomatoes are still being affected by spider mites. Been using some organic stuff, and it's slowing them down, but it's killing the plants, as you can see. It looks like a blight, but it's really not. It's actually spider mites. If you spray stuff that kills bugs, it starts growing again. So that's why it's not a disease, because if it was a disease, that wouldn't help. Why would a pesticide help a disease, right? Doesn't make a sense. So, ooh, there's a potato beetle. Oh, cucumber beetle. It's a bad guy. And he just flew right back up under there. So I am getting ate up with aphids over here. I think you can even see that. That's just about every year anyway. Spring gardening versus fall gardening. Less bugs, not an elimination of the bugs. You can see a big black aphid right there. I like to come through and smush them. But we do have fruiting bodies, cucumbers and things. There she is. Got him. That's the bad guy. Looks like a ladybug, lady beetle, but it's not. That's a bad guy. So, whatever's left of him. That was a bad guy. This is aphid droppings and aphid parts from the aphids. There's some of the beans, trying to make more beans. So, yeah, we do have more beans here. I mean, they're good. I mean, better cooked on them for sure. Yeah, it's got a good taste though. You might be able to see some of these limes in here. I mean, there are more peppers up in there. It's just hard to tell. Kind of bunched up in there. Some kale. We've been eating. We've actually ate some. Other than that, the garden is just slow because it's winter time. These peppers have done great all year. I still got some peppers on them. As you can see, some of the tomatoes are finally gone. This one cantaloupe plant that we did get like 3 really nice cantaloupes is reloaded up for the fall. You can see this big cantaloupe here. We're just waiting for it to ripen. It's hard to ripen with not a lot of sun. There's 2 hiding up under there. There's another small one right there. All right. There's another one up against the wall back there. I think you can see it. There's another one over here, and there's probably some hiding that I don't even see somewhere. I think you can see that. There's another one. There's quite a number of little cantaloupes hiding in here from this one vine that's been here since the spring. So we'll get some more out of that. I finally broke off that giant amaranth. These regrew, but they haven't done anything, so we'll see. But yeah, we still have peppers. We still leave them on, take them as we need them. I like having a garden like that where you can just eat as you need instead of like, I don't know, because we're not doing a lot of the preserving at the moment. I just got another one of those potato beetles just jumped on me. Literally landed on me. I think that's the dude that's been eating up my beans. Ooh, I just found a big old green grasshopper for my lizard. Y'all see him? That's a katydid. Oh, come here. Where'd you go? Oh, where'd you go? Come on, land. Oh, he went over the fence. Darn it. My chameleon could have really used that. Darn. That would have been a darn good bug for the end of the year for him. Usually I can just snatch them. The plum trees are already starting to lose their leaves. The plums and the pluots and the plum cots. Some of the other stuff isn't yet. Fall's coming around here. The plum trees are usually some of the first. This pomegranate is starting to turn yellow and drop leaves too. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We're gonna just begin the removal process of a lot of our stuff, which we've already started actually. You can see through here a lot more. There's a lot less sunflowers in here. We still got the machine up, still got plants on it. Ate some peppers off of it yesterday. Broke down a bunch of this stuff. We're gonna let down a bunch of the stuff break down, and then right before we move, we're gonna do a big dump load, and we're gonna take out any excess wood and any excess stuff that didn't never break down, and make it more of a lawn. Make it easier, make it look more presentable. The chickens have been in here. Got a bunch of apples off of there yesterday. You can see been throwing stuff in here. The chickens completely, well, the vines grew over it, and the chickens started walking over the wiring, and then this is what they do. If you don't keep them out, they go in there and they're waller. They're digging around your roots. And they do that up inside of these. That's why we use chicken fences around them. But we do got it a lot more opened up. It's still a little overgrown. It's still Texas. Still growing out here. Some kind of a Mustang grape that grew up wild on its own. This is a grapevine that comes, this is the second year it's come back, so that was going to be cool, but not anymore. Other than that, I'm going to be selling my IBCs off just because I just don't have anywhere to store anything in the meantime. So that's pretty much it. The Asian pear is so delicious. Turned out really good, this pear tree. Gonna miss you. Oh look, it flowered again in the fall and set new fruit. Isn't that crazy? I did not even notice it. That's a nice fruit and branch there. It's still wanting to produce fruit. That's cool. Yeah, it's leafing out a lot more. It's got more that I got all the pears off of it, but you can see it's yellowing off. The apples are slowing down. We're not worried about any of that. There's still some vines of cantaloupes and things in here, but the chances of us finding an actual fruit are probably pretty low at this point. Not that there isn't any in there, there probably was. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the yard for the year. Just going into the slowdown of the end of the year, all this leaves drop, and it's time to trim the trees back, get everything clean and organized. You can see how the leaves are covering everything. A nice system. Let's get a trunk of that thing. That thing is huge. I mean, that's got to be almost a foot in diameter. It's a lot bigger than the one beside it. The root stocks grow up a lot in diameter. These trees did really well. Well, look at there. I knew them stupid squirrels were stealing my apples. Look at there. Stole the whole bag and had it up in another tree. Wow. That's not even, it's kind of spongy. It feels like, I don't know, I can't tell if it's been there forever or for not very long at all. My dog has been trying to get them squirrels. Hank, we got to try harder, sir. We redouble our efforts. This thing feels like a sponge. It's weird. Can't even tell if that's a pear. Stolen one of our Asian pears and hit it in a tree. The leaves are brown. Yeah, no, they're not all the way. Well, that was interesting. Something to see. Part of the reason, no, I wouldn't say part of the reason, but these trees are dropping their leaves is because it's that time of the year, but they're also ate up with the spider mites. That's actually spider mites. I don't know if I could tell. But the leaves look bad. It was going to drop them at this time of the year anyway. Look where I cut it this last fall, last spring, right before they started growing. Cut it here, and this is what grew for that year. That's how much they grow. I cut this one back over here, as you can see. It threw out a whole bunch more. Cut it here. It grew all that this year. And that's all fruiting spur wood, hopefully. Should be fruit hanging here. That was the whole idea. Same thing here, even though this keeps growing out bigger and bigger. You cut it off and hopefully it'll make fruit around this area. It'll be somewhat near head height. Let me get these. Chickens won't leave me alone, so give them a treat to get them off of me. Yeah. You just eat them all, huh? What sisters? I ain't got no sisters. Huh. Well, there's some more in there. Nice. Oh, some more down there. Cool. All right. Yeah, we're not done. We got stuff to do. And the patio garden actually took off decently. A lot of the stuff we've been growing, the lavender's finally starting to grow. Rosemary, we replanted it, starting to grow. This thing is putting on tomatoes like crazy. It's got one that's starting to turn red down there, spider mite damage. But you can see lots of tomatoes trying to form all up in here. That there are, in fact, tomatoes. All up in here. Catnip, kitties have been enjoying that. Thyme, 4 o'clock flowers, amaranth. Actually, I don't know, those might be 4 o'clocks, those are something, I don't know. The, oh yeah, the cucumber bucket. Cucumber bucket's looking good. Cucumber bucket, got cucumbers. Dun, dun, dun. Where's that other big one at? There's an amaranth growing in the ground. There's our biggest one right there on this. And there's a little bit of aphid activity, but since this is by the house, I come out here every day and I smush the aphids by hand, so it's not getting sprayed. It's getting manual mushings. Sure, yeah, it's growing up really good. There was this one tip, where is it at right here? It's got 2 cucumbers in a row. 1 and then 2, like right down the same stalk. So that's cool. And there's a lot more in here that I just like. Of course, when you're trying to show people, you never can find everything you're looking for. Like, oh, look at all these cucumbers. Sweet potatoes growing in the thing. Something a friend gave us, more thyme, more parsley. I was shading the bucket from the sun. It just cooks the bucket. Yeah, so everything's looking alright. I mean, you know, some of this stuff ain't so hot. We ate the peppers off of here. We had a bunch of good sized bell peppers like right here. And we cooked with some bell peppers the other day. So, yep, that's about it. Everything's looking fallish. Looking kind of fall. And that's about that. I guess we'll talk to y'all later.